We're here for our final animal. See if cows are worth it in fs22. Let's get after it. Cows. Are they actually worth it? Let's see. Now, this is going to be a little bit more involved video here. There is a lot to test. So, let's run down what we got. I got pens everywhere. In here, we have the Holsteins. Now this is the pen with the robot. You can see just outside there is a bunch of pens. We'll head out there real quick. This is where you fill up your silage, your straw, and your hay. Now it holds a lot of each. So it's honestly surprising. If I turn on my field info, we got almost 90,000 liters of silage, another 50,000 liters almost of straw, and 45,000 liters of hay. So every hour, this machine will turn on. There's a shutter that comes down and shuts. You cannot get in there. You cannot do anything. And this will automate everything. So it'll pick up what it needs for how many cows you have, bring it over, and feed your cows. Really cool, great technology. It'll run through here, and it'll do like a loop, and then it will go down and drop off everything that it has. That is the only robot I have out here. This over here is a regular large pen. They hold the same amount. That one, the only difference is that one has a robot, this one does not. This you pull in, drop off like usual, straw and total mixed rations, and that's it, done. Now, let's go up here. So the one with the robot, I have Holsteins in that are 12 months old. Cows need 18 months to start reproducing. So they're like that middle age. Come in here, we have a list of everything. You can buy them at 0 months and wait for those 18 months to grow. We have 12 months old and we have 18 months old of every breed. So things are going to be a little different testing. Right now, if I go into mine, I have all 12 months old except for one. I have 12 months for these guys. The brown ones I have 12 months. The Angus I have 12 months. I have another batch of Holsteins, which are 18 months. So they're my only breed that is full age. Most people are going to do milk, and that's why I'm doing this. But then I have the brown Swift that are also 12 months old. And you can see their puberty level for the 12-month-old are all 66%. Because they're almost there, they're just not there yet. And then I have another 12-month-old Holstein. So I have two 12-month Holsteins here. One does not have straw. And you can't really look at the food here because this is the one with the robot. It'll do it automatically. I can't control that. That's only from the robot. Now you can see Holsteins and the brown Swiss are much cheaper than anything else. Yes, they're only at 12 months, and they do go up in price once they hit 18 months. So price is going to have a factor. Now, the Angus and Limousine are $646 at 12 months. We bought them at a little over $1,000, $1,150. These are going to be our meat production, I believe. I don't believe these guys are going to produce any milk at all. And if they do, it's going to be very, very small. So we're going to go through and just test everything. Now, I'm going to do a lot of running around, probably jumping because it's a lot to run around to each pen. The furthest pen over there is my one without straw. And I want to see on that one if production slows down because they don't have straw. Now, all of these will make slurry and they will make manure if you have a manure silage extension. So in here, if you go down to silo extensions and you go over to manure heap extension and you placed one of these down, all 4 of those would load into this one manure heap. You know what? We'll do it for now. So we got a manure heap here for these 4. I don't believe it's going to take the first couple because it's too far away. But this should work out where any manure they're making, we're going to find out. So, these guys have no straw in them at all. So we're going to see exactly what we're looking at for prices, how much they're going to grow, how much they're going to produce, and is age a factor? Is age going to make more? Is age going to make, you know, more money? So let's jump right into it because it's going to be a while of testing. All right, day one. Let's take a look over here. Let's actually go to our Holsteins with the robot, see if they got fed, see if everything's working properly. I'm also going to skip an hour. I want to see this robot work. We got our robot. Hasn't put any food in. That is odd. It's been an entire month and it hasn't put any food in. Let me speed up time and make sure this is working. You can add mineral feed. You come over here and you drop a pallet here. You can add mineral feed, but I don't believe it needs it. Yeah, that skipped an hour and nothing. All right, let's test if it needs mineral feed. So if you come down to the pallets, you'll see mineral feed here. $1,000 per pallet. Let's just go get one pallet. And we'll see if that changes this thing actually working. All right, I am loading up mineral feed into here. And we'll see if the next hour, if it will actually start. Let's go ahead and skip some time. There it goes. All right, let's slow this down. So, the crane, this shutter shuts. Crane will come down, pick up what it needs, load it back into its little container over here, which is pretty cool. I mean, this automation is great. So, if you have the robot, you need mineral feed. Just take that into account. Now, mineral feed's not expensive. If you come down to pallets, it's just sitting here. It's $1,000 per 1,500 liter. So it's gonna keep going. Take all this out. Let's make sure my tractor's not in the way. Obviously, you can see the landscaping went great. All right, it's picking the last of the hay up right now. Shutter's open, door opens. That's cool. Now what happens if the door's shut? You can't shut the doors. I think once this robot starts, you can't shut the doors. I wonder. Next time I might put my tractor back here and see if it goes around it or goes through it. So this guy should go all the way down, turn around and come back this way and start dropping food for this. You guys are not eating anything. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you eating? Nothing. Concrete must taste really good because cows love it. I love their animations. I love how they lay down now. They don't care. It's great. Alright, now it's turning around. Let's see if I can stay in front of it. Yep, and there it goes. It's dropping everything that it collected. And it's not going to be much. It's going to do this every hour, so it's going to maintain every hour that they have food. So, it's not going to drop very much. It's going to look a little weird at first. So, in total, that just dropped 1,200 liters of food. It'll go up, but it'll take some time. So, right now, unfortunately, that didn't work out as well as I planned, but they can still go up. Their production is at 7%. These guys, they don't have straw? I figured from straw from in there would put it in here. Let me get these guys some straw. Well, actually, I'll do that after. I'll grab them some straw after. Let's take a look at these guys over here. So these ones are our limousines here. Doing all right. They got full food. They ate a bunch of food. So they ate a lot. I give them that. No milk. They did make some slurry, which is, you know, expected. Productivity is at 100. Health is at 100. They are almost ready to hit puberty. They got, 5 more months? So it's going to be a little while. But they did eat a lot of food. which is kind of surprising. But no milk. These are probably one of our meat breeds. So let's move on. We have over here our other Holsteins that have had food this entire time. Right here. Now, these are our 19-month-old now. So, reproductions at 10%. Because they take 10 months to reproduce. Cows are not a fast reproduction animal. So, 10 months until you get your first batch of cows. Now, it will reproduce 20 cows if you have 20. So, it's not too bad. I know in 19, it could be like 100 hours until you get one cow. So, all in all, not too bad. It's all right. So, if we look down, they ate a little bit more than the limousines did. Nothing crazy, but they did eat a little bit more. But they already started producing milk. They have 2,812 liters of milk. So, that's interesting. Those guys are definitely a milk breed. And, did they go up in price? Yeah, it looks like they did. Oh, no, those ones, yeah. I mean, everything went up in price a little bit. Nothing crazy, but they did go up in price. Now, these guys, I believe of our Black Angus. Oh, yeah. These are our 13-month-old now. They've had full food and everything. They have no milk production. Okay. They're up to $1,700 though, which is really good. These guys are also up to 17. So these guys right here, Angus and the limousine, are for just beef. So if you don't care about milk, but you do want to do cows and you want to, make some money from it, just having the cows and selling them, these guys are going to be your meat breeds. They're going to be sold just for meat only. So you're going to just breed these guys until you just keep selling them as soon as they reach their highest point. And we'll look at that as well. But they're all the same. They're all looking at 72% for their puberty levels. Let's go down and check out our last two pens. Manure on the way. We have 15,000 liters of manure. So they're making manure. And that's 4 pens. So yeah, you're gonna expect manure in there. These guys are brown, brown Swiss. These guys are producing some milk. They're doing good. Having some straw, slurry, good. They're eating about the same as the Holsteins, a little bit less, but pretty close. Now, our Holsteins are older, so that's why they probably eat more. If we look at our other one, yeah. So, these guys over here, the ones without straw, purposely left straw out of this one. So, these guys without straw, productivity is still at 100% for these guys. So, straw does not matter. If you want manure, you need straw. But straw does not negatively affect you. Now, it looks like the brown Swiss are actually making more milk. So it could be affecting the fact that they don't have straw. They're both the same age, both ate the same amount of food, have the same amount of slurry. One has straw, one doesn't. One is producing more milk. We're going to have to keep our eye on that. Figure out what's going on with these guys. So these guys that are 12 months old are all at 881 for these two. These guys are different because they are not getting the health that they need. So once that goes up, they should also be at 881 as well. So once they have food and stuff tomorrow, they should be okay. I'm going to put straw in that one as well. And these guys are at 1730 and 1218 for the older ones. So we're going to make sure, see what they jump up to tomorrow. I'm going to put straw in the other guy and make sure these guys all get fed tonight. And we're going to see what happens tomorrow. All right, 8 o'clock in the morning. These guys are now being fed. They're doing all right. There is no more mineral feed in here, so I'm going to have to go get some more mineral feed for them. I love this dark lighting they have at night. This auto turns on. You don't have to do anything. It just automatically turns on. Pretty cool. Pretty nice. Alright, robot's doing his thing. Now, we are at 86% production. We are at 100% health. These guys are matching up roughly with the other ones. The Holsteins and the Brown Swiss, they're matching up with $937 because of their age. The puberty's at 77%. Not bad. They made less milk, but that's because they probably had no food the first day. They had a couple issues in the beginning. So, these guys are getting fed again, which is great. You can see that kind of going up once that's done. So, they got straw. They made almost 1,000 liters of milk. Now, myself, I would make total mix rations and not use the robot. Only because, coming to animals here and go down to cows, it is an extra, what, $210, $205 for the robot. The large pen is exactly the same amount of cows. Do you really need the robot? If you don't like making total mix ration, I mean, you still have to make it. You still have to get the straw, you still have to get the hay, and you still have to get the silage. So instead of just dumping it in here, get a mixer, get a multi-fruit silo, drive your mixer underneath the silo, and you're good. Just make your total mix rations and bring it out. It's not worth, because then you also have to buy mineral food. So it's really not worth having, I don't know, just not to me anyways. Those guys are doing all right. Now, over here are limousines. We have 0% milk production expected. They did jump up in price as well as the Angus here. They're up to $1,845. They were at a little over $1,700. No milk production. They're never going to make milk. These guys are just made for breeding and for beef. They're also at 77%. They're looking good. They really haven't eaten a crazy amount now. Kind of slowed down. Probably it's the same, but just seems that way anyways. So they're going to keep going. No problems there. So moving up. I'm going to skip the Angus because we just kind of talked about them. Which is fine. These Holsteins. These are our older Holsteins. We got 5,437 liters of milk. Doing good. Producing. The reproduction's at 20% because it's month 2. So, in 8 months, we'll have a new babies. They went up in price. Not a lot, but they went up in price. So, not too bad. They're making milk. They got their straw. Doing everything they need to. So, that's looking good. So, overall, not a crazy amount of milk, but we don't have a crazy amount of cows either. We only have 20 cows. So, nothing crazy, but let's see how much manure. 28,000 liters of manure. So, yeah. And if you haven't seen my pig video, all you have to do is pull up a trailer here. It'll auto load from here into the trailer. No belt system, no nothing. Just pull a trailer up and use it like a silo. It'll unload right into the trailer. Great addition. Now, our brown Swiss over here. We got 7,473 liters of milk. The exact same as the older cows. That's something different. They're making the same amount of milk even though they're older. But they're eating less. So, that's telling me that the older the cow doesn't make more milk. But it does cost more to have them because they're going to eat more of your food. Of course, these guys are still technically youngins. They're not full puberty level. So, we'll have to look into that a little bit more. They are at 100%. Milk's good, though. Everything else is good. They'll take a while to reproduce, but we'll see. Now, the older ones could be eating more because they're reproducing, which is fair. Now, these guys over here without the slurry. Let's take a look. They have produced less milk. Or I'm sorry, not slurry, straw. Because they have less straw, they're producing less milk. So, is straw important in cows? Yeah, straw is important in cows. They actually produce less milk. Even though productivity says 100%, it looks like they're producing less milk. So that's interesting. So, put straw in the actual feed trough and you'll be all set. You'll get the most amount out of them. And age does not matter. Age for milk production does not matter. Age for beef production, yeah, that's going to matter. They're going to get up in price, and we're going to see how much they get up in price. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to forget about these guys so I don't have to keep adding mineral feed. The rest of these guys, I'm going to keep going and see what their top price is, see how much this actually holds, because as you can see, that milk meter is going up. I want to see how much they actually hold in milk in this container, in the pen. And we'll see exactly what we're looking at once they get up in age. And I'll be back when they have new offspring. All right, another month has passed. These guys are not getting fed. They have no mineral feed, so you need mineral feed to feed them. Productivity is going down in a big way. But that's okay. I wanted to test that out to be sure. They're at 17 months. They're at 94% reproduction. So they're still doing good. These Angus guys and the limousines here have skyrocketed. They're at $2,000. Now, we bought these guys at 12 months for $1,150. They've doubled in price, and they are not even at age to reproduce. So, if you're going to do Angus or limousines for just meat production, I mean, even if you bought the little ones at $3,000, I mean, you're making a good profit if you get them up even this high. If you're doing meat production, I would definitely buy 2 of these guys for 10 days. Every day, buy 2. That means your reproduction is going to keep coming every single day. Because the first day, they're going to be at reproduction 10 and so on and so forth. So that way, every single day, you have 2 newborns. And then you can start just selling the newborns, making money. I would wait till they get up into a good price range. Like, I mean, $2,000. It's not bad. Especially if you get up to like 20 of them, you're going to be making a lot of money. So, meat production, doing well. No problems there. They're doing great. They're making a lot of money. They're not going to be making any milk though. So if you're trying to do any of the businesses that need milk, I know the bakery needs milk for the cakes, then you're gonna want some Holsteins or some brown Swiss. Now, brown Swiss and Holsteins, exactly the same. No matter what, they're exactly the same. Now, age I think is just playing a factor in how much food they're eating. That's the only thing I can see as being a factor here. Give them straw. Look at these two. They've almost doubled. They're almost 2,000 liters more milk because they have straw. And these guys, even though their age is different, are making the same amount of milk. So, straw matters, and age does not matter. The only thing age matters for is the actual price. These guys are more valuable than these guys. $300 more valuable, but more valuable. So if you're looking to do milk, it doesn't matter which breed you choose, but make sure they have straw and obviously total mixed ration, because they're going to definitely produce better for you if they have that straw. Now we have 77,000 liters of manure. Now this can hold, I think it's 4 million liters, so it's going to go a long way. So they're doing all right, but that's going to be 4 pens combined. That's not just 1 pen. I mean, they are making a good amount of slurry. They're making about 24,000, 20,000 liters of slurry. Not bad. So, and the older ones will make more slurry, it looks like. So if you want slurry, keep your old, make sure, because you're going to get more. But all the other ones that are 12 months old have made 20,000 liters of slurry. So nothing crazy there. But our oldest ones are about to give birth soon. They're at 50%, so they got another 5 months. But these guys are going to start reproducing next month. So they'll have the ability to reproduce. So I'm going to skip ahead. I'm going to come back when the first group has babies. We'll see what the price is for these beef ones and see how much milk the other ones actually reproduced. Or how much milk they actually have made. A couple months have passed. Looking at our limousines here. Go down. They're worth $2,700. They are doing great. Their reproduction's at 50%. They're doing good. They're eating a lot of food. I'll give them that. They eat way more than the Holsteins and the Brown Swiss. They have to eat, and that makes sense. They're just a beef animal. They're going to eat more food. So they're looking good, though. Doing fine. Making a lot of slurry. Making everything. They're at 22 months right now. So reproduction-wise, 5 more months, they're going to have an offspring. Moving on to our Holsteins, our older Holsteins. Now, these guys have had babies. Their babies are only worth $123. They're worth $1,500 though, so that's good. They've made 29,000 liters of milk. Not bad. Reproduction's back down at 0. And these guys they're doing all right. They're getting there. They'll grow up and they'll have their own. 18 months to get them to breed. Another 10 months to actually have them breed the new offspring. So you're looking at 28 months until they have their first offspring. Now, you can buy a mold like we did. These guys obviously were at 18 months already. So 10 months later, we have an offspring. But $1,500 right now. I want to see if that goes up, or is that the max at 28 months? Manure. Yeah, 166,000 liters of manure. It's a mountain. Literally a mountain. Crazy. For these guys, our Brown Swiss, we're looking at 29,000 liters of milk, which is the same as the Holsteins, even though they're older. They're at 50% reproduction as well. So really no difference. Now the Holsteins are going to eat more because there's more of them in there. But they made the same amount of milk. So age does not matter when it comes to milk production. The only thing that changes is the price of each animal. So when you have a little guy who is 0 months old, he should be making the same amount of milk as a regular one, as one that is 28 months. And these guys over here, I ended up giving them straw, mostly because I did it by accident. I started filling these guys back up and I added straw into their thing. But they're still about 2,000 liters behind, but now they should even, make that 2,000 every time. So straw did matter. And puberty, it looks like, is even. Now I'm going to go ahead and get 5 more months in and see if these guys also 1-for-1 with cows. Just to make sure that we don't have anything crazy happening and, one breed is reproducing more than the others. But judging by every other animal that I've done, sheep, pigs, chickens, they should be all 1-for-1. We'll take a look. I'm going to skip about 5 months and I'll be back. All right, and we're back. Our limousines are now 27 months old. They have had their first offspring. They've eaten a lot. I've had to fill all these cows up 3 times in 27 months. So they're going to eat a lot of food, especially when you have a lot of them. So be prepared for that. You're going to have to make a lot of total mixed ration. It holds 60,000 at a time. I've been filling them all the way up, and they've eaten it all. So, limousines, not too bad. They're up to $3,125 a piece. So, they're doing good. They've made their first offspring of 20, which we expected. 20 for 20. That's how they usually go. Perfect. Now, our Black Angus, exactly the same. Nothing has changed. Food is changed because I didn't fill the last time. I didn't fill it all the way up. So don't worry about the food. But they are exactly the same. So the Angus and Limousine are exactly the same. They're not going to make you milk, but they're going to be your money makers when it comes to just selling animals. If you want the milk, your Holsteins, your Brown Swiss are going to be the ones you want. Now, they max out at $1,500. They do not go any higher. They're not going to make you any more money except for the milk production. Now, milk production doesn't matter on age. So these guys, even though they're different age, have made the same amount of milk. So no problems there. These guys have made more slurry, but they have also had more babies in them earlier. So that's going to change things a little bit too. All in all, doing pretty good. Milk doesn't matter which ones you choose. Just don't choose the Angus or the Limousines. Those are your meat breeds. $1,500 is the highest. These guys are doing well as well. They're doing good. They've all produced 20 animals. So all animals in fs22 is 20 for, or is even 1 for 1. All the way down the list, from chickens to horses to everything. They're 1 for 1. Horses are always 1 to 1 because each one has their own breeding cycle. These guys are doing good. I mean, honestly, cows are making a lot. They've made 44,000 liters, and I've only had 20 of them for most of the time. They made a lot of slurry. I mean, shoot, we have 82,000 liters of slurry pretty much. And manure, 261,000 liters of manure. Look at this. This will get you a good ways. So, if you're planning on doing everything, cows or meat or milk, I would say make sure they have straw. Now, I don't know if there's a difference between a meat breed having straw and meat breed not having straw, because they don't really need the straw for anything except for manure. But they should age up the same, so it shouldn't really matter. You shouldn't need straw with Limousines and the Angus. Everything else, make sure they have straw and total mixed ration, and I would avoid the robot. It's great and all. It's cool. If you want it just because it's cool, go for it. Other than that, not worth $200,000. And then you have to spend an extra $1,000 all the time on making sure they have the minerals. It's not worth it. Just not worth it. So, all in all, dairy cows are all the same. The breeding's the same, everything. Make sure they have straw. That's going to be a big factor in the long term. Meat production, they are both the same. Limousines and Angus are the same. They're going to do well. They're going to reproduce the same exact way as any other cow. And they're going to make a lot more money per cow than a dairy one, which makes sense. Now, the robot, again, I personally wouldn't bother. It's cool. Technology's cool. But the price tag of $200,000 plus $1,000 every time for minerals is not worth it. Especially if you're going to start small and work big, not worth it. But all in all, a cow's worth it? Yeah, I think they are. They do a lot. They got milk you can sell. I mean, if we actually look at the sell point here, milk over $1,000. So, I mean, we have a lot of milk right now. We could sell a lot. I mean, and if you go to make cakes, I mean, cakes are ridiculous amounts of money too. I think cheese, it needs it for cheese as well. So there's a couple different things you need milk for. So all in all, is it worth it? Yeah. And it's going to make you money to buy those production things. So if you want to start small, like I said, if you're buying animals, buy small amounts and buy up to when they reproduce, when they have their first offspring. That way, the next month, you're going to get offspring. The next month, you're going to get offspring. And it's going to multiply like that. So you're always going to have new animals. Yeah, you're going to have to feed them a lot because they're going to be doubling in size for the most part, especially in the beginning. But you're going to at least have a nice amount of animals always. But that's going to do it for this one. So if you did find something useful, I appreciate it. Like the video if you did like it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.